Dynamite! How's it going, all you guys and girls in the Illumination? Time to jump aboard the Loon Train. It's me, it's JJD. JJ Double J, the Illuminator here. Also known by almost countless other aliases and nicknames. We won't get into that right now. The question for today is, do you tip? And I'm basically talking about food here, but also in general. If you're having something delivered from, say, a pizza place or a food place delivered to your house, and if you're looking on the website and it says tip and it wants to do 15%, 20%, 25%, all this, and you start looking at these figures, $6, $7, $8 or whatever, do you tip that? Do you tip less? Do you tip at all? I know some people who, they over-tip. They call it over-tipping around here because some people have known what it's like to rely on tips because they work somewhere where they're making less than minimum wage and they rely on tips. So they know what it's like, so to speak. So they over-tip. I worked with a woman who recently retired that she would over-tip. She would get, a $2 coffee, and tip $3 on it. You know what I mean? It's like stuff like that. Some people, they don't tip at all. That's, to each his own. Some people only want to tip at certain times. If the service is really good, they deserve a tip. And if the service is not good, they don't deserve a tip. That's how my dad always thought that way. I know some people say you're supposed to tip at a restaurant with a sit-down meal. You're supposed to tip, say, 15%. If the service was adequate, you tip 15%. If it wasn't adequate, you tip 10%. And if it was exceptionally good, you tip 20%. Some people have this whole thing. I don't know. Some people just have this whole thing figured out. But if you're picking up food, say, at a restaurant, and you're getting takeout, and, you pay, and on the receipt it says, like, if you're paying with a credit card or a debit card, and it says tip, do you tip at a restaurant for the people making the food? Because you're picking it up and, that type of thing. It seems to be a variety of schools of thought with this. So I just was wondering, this might be a good thing to discuss. Depending on your own personal beliefs and your own personal experiences, what do you do? If you're going to Dunkin' or Starbucks, and it comes to $4.25 and you hand them a $5, do you tip the rest of the money? Do you take your money back and tip a quarter? I mean, what do you do? I'm just asking. I'm not going to judge anybody. I was always going by the assumption that if the person was exceptionally well as a waiter or waitress, a server nowadays, the generic term is, if they went above and beyond, they deserve a bigger tip. But I would always tip something. That was just me personally. I would always tip something. But I really think if they're not the greatest server, then they don't deserve the greatest tip. That's just the way I believe. Why are you going to reward incompetence? Or reward someone that really never checked up to make sure your meal was okay? Or maybe keep an eye on your Coca-Cola. Maybe you wanted another one. Or maybe you wanted some bread or something. You know what I mean? I think there are good and bad with all this. So what do you do? Put your comments below. I'm off to the races. I love you all. Stay safe. This is the Illuminator, and I'll be back.
Game over.
It's a me, Mario.